Hey, Garbage Pail Kids. I have the last episode of Ask the Real Manos 4. This is episode 4. It's brought to you by my comic book, Red Knight, which I publish through Primal Paper Comics. You can also get the ends. All this cool crap from primalpapercomics.com. Check out the link below. And an extra fun focus is you can get this free Comic Book Day special, which features all 5 titles and short stories and previews for free. It's a digital download, PDF. Go check out the site. It's pretty easy if you want to get a look at what we do. Anyway, let's finish answering these questions, damn it. Lindsay, what is the first question?
Carlos Maldonado asks, My question is referring mainly to Marvel Studios films. Do you think that eventually they should reboot the films in 15, 20 years later? Or just James Bond the films where the characters never age and we can just continue the stories?
I would prefer my first idea, my first impression would be to continue the stories as best as they can. Because after all, these are based on comic books. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, essentially, bringing what we love about comics into the movie theaters for movie audiences. So, you know what? It's just as fair that the movie audiences get a taste of what it's like as best we can accomplish that. And I have no problem with that. Like the James Bond movies that you mentioned, that movie series went on from like the early 60s all the way up until the 20th film with Pierce Brosnan. That was all supposed to be the same guy, just with different actors playing it. I didn't have a problem with that. The whole world really didn't have a problem with that. I know lately people have been talking like when Daniel Craig's done with James Bond, they're going to reboot it again. It's like, no, I think only nitpicky fans have a problem with that. Now, here's the thing. If the movie series and superhero movies peter out, which is very possible, I mean, that can happen. If things peter out and go dormant for a few years, then maybe 10, 15 years in between or something like that, like a generation almost. Reboot it. But, I mean, if they continue to stay popular, I have no problem with, like, recasting and just keep going. I have no problem with that. Anyway, what's the next question?
Big10717. Hey Manos, my question is... have you thought about getting into Green Lantern? I know you hate the New 52 and not being a big Jeff Johns fan, but his run is very good. Even read an article where they listed his runs Wait, this question is written wrong. I even read an article where they listed his run as one of the best DC ever had.
Oh, well, that's not hard. But, seriously, I don't like New 52. I'm not the biggest Jeff Johns fan. I'm not the biggest Green Lantern fan. Okay, yeah, awesome, I'll read it. Seriously, though, not a fan of that stuff. I'm sure they're very good. I'm glad you like it a lot. But it's just a taste issue. It's just nothing about that appeals to me. So, sorry, not interested, not going to read it. There's a difference between something that's well crafted and well done and just doesn't suit your tastes, and it's okay. I don't care about Green Lantern, and I don't care if it's like the super duper best Green Lantern ever. I don't care. But hey, like I said, I'm happy you dug it. Alright, next question.
Phil Mars asks, do you think you might do Red Knight as a motion comic at all?
No. For 2 reasons. Motion comics are probably more expensive than what my budget allows, and my budget isn't very big. And I don't know what kind of payback I would get off that. Would I get any profit whatsoever from a motion comic? I don't really see all that work going into anything that's going to be a very little payoff. And 2, motion comics are retarded. They're probably one of the stupidest things I've seen in comics in quite a few years, and that's saying a lot. It's basically someone reading to you the comic and the characters moving slightly. I mean, they're worse than the 1960s Marvel superhero cartoons and Clutch Cargo. I mean, Clutch Cargo is better than the best motion comic I've seen. I've seen clips of the Watchmen motion comic. I mean, it's stupid. Why? I do not understand the appeal at all. And no, even if I could afford it, even if somebody came to me and goes, "Hey, we can put this together for you," it'd be great. I wouldn't do it. I prefer my comics in comic form, even if it's digital. That's still the same. All right, what's next?
Next question. Little Jake 4 asks, I see you're a big Quentin Tarantino fan. My question is, how did you get into Tarantino, and what are your favorite films of his? Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs or Kill Bill? I am a huge Tarantino fan, and Pulp Fiction is one of my all-time favorite movies, along with Kill Bill and Reservoir Dogs. And I want to know how much Tarantino means to you.
All right. Well, I first got into Tarantino with Pulp Fiction, which is not only my favorite Tarantino film, it's also my favorite film. I absolutely love that movie. I could watch it over and over again, and maybe even still see something new each time. I absolutely love it. How I got into him was, let's see, I was working in a movie theater at the time, and what was cool about, well, there's lots of cool things about working in a movie theater. One of them is you get your pick from the posters when, like, they're all done and used, or if your theater isn't getting the poster, no one cares, so you can have it. I got this one. I had heard briefly about the movie, and I saw this poster, and I just thought it was awesome. So I just took it, and I just put it in my closet and didn't really think about it until the movie came out. And I was going to see it, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll see it. And it's still in the theaters for like a couple of months later, so I was like, wow, this must be pretty good. I'll go see it. Took a date to see it, and I was really knocked out by it. And I was extremely impressed with the fact that I didn't know what was happening literally from scene to scene. And there were times in the movie where I thought, oh, well, this is going to be about this, and this, goes here. And I was completely wrong each time. First thing I did was I put this on my wall when, let's see, when I got, back home. And I went out and rented Reservoir Dogs and was just in love. Now, what he means to me is, God, a lot of things. Well, first off, as a creative person, as a writer myself, he's been quite an influence, but not really in a superficial way. Not where if you look at my work, you can go, oh yeah, that's totally Tarantino. Our styles are completely different, and I would be a stupid moron idiot if I even attempted to mimic his style, because it's so definitive. But I try to do, I try to keep in mind of basically keeping your stories and your characters out of cliches. I try to avoid cliches as best as I can, or play around with them if necessary, or do them in a delicate way where it doesn't come off as a cliche. Because I think cliches and stereotypes can be somewhat offensive to some people in one manner, and to me as a creative person, lazy. Like, you can't take 2 seconds to come up with something different about a particular character or story or situation. You have to just do what everybody else did. And also, I've listened to him in interviews, and I've listened to his process and the way he writes and the way he thinks, and his vast knowledge of film history, which is extremely impressive. He could easily be a film scholar, professionally. I mean, if he stopped making movies tomorrow, I mean, that's what he would be doing. And I've heard how he, at his house, he has this, theater, obviously, and he does these movie showings and parties and stuff like that, where he shows movies. And he doesn't just put the film on the screen and then just party with the film playing in the background. He's fucking serious. He tells people all about the film that he shows, and what's so important about it, and what's really interesting about it, and what to look for. And recently, in the last couple of years, I've been thinking about his movies, especially the last few, like the Kill Bill movies, Glorious Bastards, Django Unchained, and even Death Proof. He's kind of doing that in his movies, where he wants to show everyone in like multiplexes everywhere, internationally, what's so great about the particular films he loves. And he dresses it. He dresses up what he loves about a grouping of films or a particular film, and he kind of comes up with a new way to tell the story. And he knows that film dorks are smart enough to go, oh yeah, this music in Kill Bill is from this film called Lady Snowblood. Let's check it out. And Django Unchained, which Django is like a spaghetti western character, and yeah, it's really fascinating to see how this guy thinks and how it goes up on screen. And as a creative person, I see he's very passionate about what he likes and wants to see up on screen, and that has spoken to me. So that's kind of what I try to do as a writer and a creative person. What I enjoy about storytelling, where it be comics or screenwriting or something like that, or novels. I try to follow suit with that, and I don't know. I can't get enough of it. All right, what's the next question?
Chris Norgate asks, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Guillermo del Toro movie Pacific Rim? Pacific Rim is personally the movie that I'm most looking forward to seeing next to Man of Steel. With Pacific Rim and the upcoming Godzilla reboot remake, I hope that giant monster movies will be more popular to a wider and a general audience.
We'll see if it does that. I am super fucking excited for Pacific Rim. First off, I am a big Kaiju fan. I love giant monster movies. I love Del Toro. I think he's a genius filmmaker. Not just the Hellboy movies. Blade 2 is great, and Pan's Labyrinth, and The Devil's Backbone. Oh my God, this guy's such a... And he's also a versatile filmmaker too. I mean, you could probably not get that the guy who made, Blade 2 also made Pan's Labyrinth. The way he is unafraid to do really mature stories with fantastic creatures in ways that I don't really see often used in other movies. His films are just beautiful in a scary, creepy way. So I'm really excited to see him have fun with the giant kaiju monster movie genre. He wasn't actually supposed to direct it, but a project he was doing fell through, so I was like, well, I'm producing it, might as well direct it. So I can't wait. I hope it is a big hit, or at least a hit. It'd be great if it could kind of open the door for more giant monster movies. It'd be kind of helpful to the next series of Godzilla films. I would like to see another Godzilla film from Toho, like, on the screen in America. It was cool that Godzilla 2000 got a limited release in America, but the following movies didn't. So it'd be cool if that would at least, if it's a super big hit, that, at least maybe the next Godzilla film will be on the big screen. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm about as excited about that as I was for Man of Steel 2. I completely agree. Because I wanted to see Man of Steel and Iron Man 3 and The Heat and Pacific Rim. So after Pacific Rim, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this summer. All right, what's the next question?
Marcus Criticus asks, "Hi, have you thought about promoting Red Knight by posting a few pages on Scans Daily? Pretty good site, mostly for that community. Those guys and girls are hilarious."
I'm not too familiar with Scans Daily, to be honest with you, so I'll have to take a look at it and check it out. Thank you for the advice, and I will see what I can do. I'm always trying to figure out ways, and I am totally willing to ask you, like, how can I get people to check out Red Knight? How can I get Red Knight available to more people? So, I mean, I am open to ideas and suggestions. So I will check out Scans Daily. At the very least to see, if it's something that would work for me. Thank you, by the way.
Oh So Nerdy asks, "If you were in the spot of Dan Didio and Jim Lee almost 2 years ago, and you were tasked with rebooting or relaunching without affecting continuity, how would you have done it?" I'm sure this will be a great answer.
Oh, no pressure. I would do pretty much what Marvel Now did, which is one of the reasons why I love Marvel Now, because Marvel Now relaunched their titles in the way New 52 should have. There was no reason to affect continuity. And what's unforgivable is that not even half, maybe a quarter of the books didn't affect continuity much. So I'm sitting here as a Wonder Woman fan going, wait a minute, how come Green Lantern can keep its fucking continuity and I can't keep my continuity on my book I read? So yeah, that's not fair to me as a Wonder Woman fan. And there's stuff in the Batman universe I really love that's been pulled out, and I don't know what's going to happen with it. And then Superman has been quite a clusterfuck as far as like, what is this? Was he killed by Doomsday or was he not? I remember that being a problem. Was he married? I guess he was never married, but he was married. He was getting engaged during that Death of Superman story, and it's like, so yeah, I would be pretty. If I was there, if I was part of that, oh darn, so close. If I had been part of that tribunal, I would definitely push the concept of shit or get off the pot. I would say we need to do one of two things. When we do this relaunch, let's really push the books and get them all excited and kind of tie them together, and blow the dust off these titles, and bring out new characters that haven't been used for a while, much like what they did. And the marketing campaign was excellent, by the way. The way they packaged that first month was extremely well done. It's just the continuity was just all over the place, and no one knew what was happening. And a lot of things that were good were thrown away and replaced by things that weren't so good, which is frustrating. And then some things got to keep their continuity, kind of, and other things completely changed. No, that's not a proper way to relaunch. Or completely relaunch, completely every book. I don't care how popular Green Lantern was with Jeff Johns or the Batman stuff. Completely relaunch. Everybody starts at new #1 at the beginning. And I would have been behind that. As much as I love the last 20 years of DC, last 20, 25 years of DC, I would have been totally cool, because it's like, yeah, I'm used to stuff relaunching as a fan, so everybody starts with a blank page, square one, and gives everybody a chance to, start everything at a blank slate and, a nice clean vision, so there's no confusion. That would have been my plan B. So those would be the two things I would say if I was in the office, if I was part of that relaunch. And I wasn't. All right.
All right, this is the last question.
Okay, last question.
I don't know if you'll count this because it's second part to Little Jake 4's Tarantino question.
Why not?
All right,
At the end.
what are your top 5 Tarantino movies?
Give me a second here. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, that's going to be a little anticlimactic. I think I've said like twice. Pulp Fiction is my favorite film and favorite Tarantino film. Let's go from 1 down to 5. 1 is Pulp Fiction. 2 is Kill Bill. 3 is Django Unchained. By the way, Kill Bill is one film, so I count both films as a single film. I don't do this volume 1, volume 2 shit. Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Django Unchained, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Bastards. That's my top 5. I do enjoy Death Proof a lot. It gets a lot of crap, but I enjoy it. And I also love Jackie Brown. It's just really close. I love that film. Pam Grier is amazing in that film. As well as Samuel Jackson. Oh god, that one scene is really good where he goes to her house to kill her, and she knows. And that's just a really cool scene. Alright, I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. This has been 5 years. This was celebrating 5 years of doing this on YouTube. And I want to thank all of you for watching my videos for, I don't know, some of you a lot of the 5 years. Some of you are still pretty new to the channel. I'm going to do my best to keep going and have some fun reviewing comic books, reviewing films, reviewing Mystery Science Theater, talking about comics in general, and I don't know, maybe I'll come up with some things. If you ever want to see anything else, just let me know. Alright, I think that's it for now, so as always, push the button, that's it.